Haunt's a movie that's been out for quite some time now. I bought this DVD at Walmart, like I feel like it's 2 years ago. Maybe it's been like a year ago or something like that. And the movie gained kind of steam on, I believe, Shudder, and some company, Ronin Films or somebody, put out like a pretty cool little Blu-ray box set of it. Since this is a Universal DVD though, uh, basically it's about a bunch of kids that end up at like an extreme haunted house on Halloween, and they find out exactly how extreme it is. There's some interesting little characters here, like all the bad guys wear these little masks, and they kind of have like their own little gimmicks there. And it's a kind of like a, I guess the mystery at the start, I was trying to figure out exactly how much danger they're in, how much is real, how much isn't, who's in on it, who isn't. And I think it delivers on all fronts. And this is one I kind of wish I kind of jumped on the bandwagon with when everybody else was. Like I said, I'm late to the party with it, but I enjoyed it more than I probably thought I would. The cast is good, and it's kind of a slow burn in some ways. It kind of, like, I don't want to say it's like a Ty West movie, but there's stuff in it that kind of maybe reminds me a little bit of how Ty West would do his movies with some of the pacing and stuff. But then when stuff really does start to build up and pop off, they pop off. So if you like that kind of a horror film, I think it's really something that kind of fits in well with that sort of category. Delivers good. There's violence. There's good gore at times. There's maybe a little bit of bad CGI. Seem like I remember a little bit of bad CGI in it, but maybe not. Maybe not as much. But there's some interesting concepts in it, and there's some good delivery and some good choices for storytelling. So if you haven't seen Haunt, basically this is just a quick little review here saying that it's very much worth checking out. I don't know if I've already given it a grade, but I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. Probably going to upgrade to the Blu-ray now eventually, but the DVD does have commentary and a behind-the-scenes thing. So if you have this, it's worth watching. But if you have it and you haven't watched it yet, then I advise you to go ahead and give it a watch, because that's what I did and I enjoyed it. So much so that I will probably eventually bust out now and actually get the Blu-ray of it. But that's Haunt, produced by Eli Roth, written by the guy that wrote A Quiet Place. Don't know if we'll ever see a sequel, but if we don't, you could have a more modern day classic on our hands in the vein of stuff like maybe, Tales of Halloween and House of the Devil and stuff like that. That's not necessarily the greatest or like the biggest, most popular type horror films out there, but has enough of a following to warrant a cult status. So there you go.